What is going on, YouTube? It is your girl Red Bull. Welcome back to our channel, Red Bull Copy and Crime. Today we have a very special case. A lot of people have been working on, but we need more creators to cover it. Hey, Barbara, how are you? We need more creators to cover this case. This case is about a guy named Sean Leuberger. He has been missing for almost 2 years. He was 50 when he disappeared, and he will be 52. He is a father. He is a brother. His sister is, desperately trying to find answers. This is a very sad case. Me and Arctic worked on this case a while back. We are helping with billboards. We were trying to figure out ways to help more because the police haven't helped at all, you guys. We need to get a PI involved. So we all came up with a plan. Shout out to Damaged Good with No Regrets and White Boy Lockdown Radio. They actually reached out. I reached out to them because I was going to talk about something else, and then she brought this case up. So, we talked about the PI. Now, a GoFundMe will be created. Exactly, Arctic. 15 years old. At 13, his dad went missing. And so we have her Cash App, you guys, to help get API. It is in the description. And if you are another creator, please, we encourage you to reach out to, invite his sister on panel. Let's share. Let's get his flyers everywhere. I'm going to, I have her Cash App, Arctic, under the description. You're still a mod, right? I'll share it right now. I'm going to share my screen, you guys, and I'm going to share some of Arctic's video so it can give you more of a description. I just put this together. I was going to wait until Marie, his sister, was on panel, but I want to get this out here immediately. Let me share my screen real quick. Okay. Okay.
So today we are joined by my co-host, Checking Convictions, and we are joined by the sister of Sean, Marie. And we're just going to kind of go over the case a little bit before we get started here to give you the details of the situation. So Sean was 50 at the time of his disappearance. He'd be 52 years old today. He's been missing since the 28th of June, 2021. He is 220 pounds with brown hair and brown eyes. 6'1". Is that correct, Marie?
About 6 foot, yes.
Yeah. So he, again, went missing on the 28th of June from Massillon, Ohio. He does have multiple tattoos, including a gargoyle on each of his upper arms, and he also has tattoos on his chest and stomach. He wears glasses or contacts, and he has a large scar underneath his left eye. Sean does have a stutter in talking and walks with a slight limp. And due to an ankle injury, he does have that limp. He has some medical issues that require daily medication that he is obviously without.
Hey, Hildy.
And it's unknown what he was wearing at the time of his disappearance, but we know that he likes to wear black steel-toed boots and often wears sunglasses. He had stayed with his ex-wife on the 25th of June and said that he had to go get his paycheck the following day and was going to go take care of some bills. And on the 26th, he went to get his paycheck and come back. He had left some money for the ex-wife on the table. She alleges that she didn't see Sean at the time. On the 27th, he tried to reach a female that he had previously been with the night before by calling a man that he had been hanging out with. And
this is, you guys, this is Sean. These are pictures of Sean. This is his sister, who is desperately trying to do whatever she can to find her brother. I think Arctic. Yay! Hey, Arctic.
Hey,
How are you?
I have been such a lazy scrub today, it's not even funny.
it's okay. I always tell you deserve those days. So I am playing a little bit of your video so people, get to know this case more. Um, and then, we can talk about what we're trying to do. Harry hasn't got back to me yet. So let me play this and then we could talk about it more.
Sure.
Okay.
Allegedly, he was unable to reach the female. She didn't want to see him. And after that call, his phone was used one more time, and it pinged at the location that his 2003 Chevy Tracker was located at, near Akron, Ohio. And his wallet and phone were not found at the scene of the vehicle. Prior to his disappearance, Sean had made a payment taking care of a driving infraction that he had since September of 2006 in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And it's out of character for Sean to be out of contact with his family. He had a 13-year-old son at the time of his disappearance, and he was all about family. His sister was his best friend. And so the vehicle was found in the area of Rolling Park Drive. He was last seen in the area of Rolling Park Drive. The vehicle was found near Albuquerque, New Mexico. I'm sorry. His vehicle was found near Akron, Ohio.
Yes, on Romig Road. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyone that has information on Sean is asked to get in contact with the Willoughby Police at 440-953-4240, or you can contact them at 440-953-4212 and reference case number WY2119855. That information is scrolling along the bottom of your screen, as well as Marie's Cash App. Because what we need to do is we need to try to get a private investigator involved in Sean's case. It's been going on for far too long, and police have exhausted all the leads at this time. There's not been any new information come forward. Now, we're going to talk about some of the things that they maybe should have done and haven't done, but we'll get into that. How are you doing tonight, Marie?
I'm doing okay, and I just want to.
Okay, you guys. When I go back and I can edit this, I will put her Cash App. The Cash App is right here under the video that Arctic has made as well. Cash App is in the comments. So Arctic, I remember we spoke with Marie a while back.
Yes.
And we were talking about API because the cops, they're just not doing anything to help.
Well,
like.
to say that they haven't done anything is a bit much, because the initial investigator that had the case went out of his way. Even Marie says that. And he still calls Marie every day to check and see how she's doing. It's the one case that has haunted him since he had to pass it on to another investigator. But there's a lot of things that they could have followed up on that they haven't done, and they never brought dogs out. When they found that tractor, they processed it as a crime scene, which is great. That's what they should have done. But they never brought scent dogs out to follow the scent from the tracker to wherever Sean may have wandered off to. And that is investigation 101. They should have done that right off Jump Street.
Yeah. That would have been the first thing they should have done. And that's what Harry would say. He always says that, bring the dogs out. There was a creek right there. We're not sure how big. Speaking to Marie, she said it's big but shallow. I just don't see. I'm trying to think in my mind how this could have played out. I mean, the phone call to the mechanic, his car was not. Did they even see? Did they test his car to see if it was working?
I asked Marie about that, and she said she's not sure if they've ever tried to start the vehicle or anything like that. She said that there was no signs of exterior damage, no flat tires, and didn't look like it had been involved in any type of accident or anything.
and it's not too late, you guys, to bring dogs. Like, so when I talk to Harry, I'm gonna see, he knows, he trains a lot of people. Harry Oakes is a really, really good, what do you call it, SAR,
Search and rescue.
search and rescue. He solved, I always bring up the Ward Weaver case because he found the girls in that case. He's very, very intelligent, very good at what he does. He also trains others, so he works with others. If we could get somebody from his team to where, Sean went missing, that would be great. I just have to talk to him and a PI, so at this point, I guess we're going to focus on dogs and a PI.
Yeah, and I gave Marie the name of Jason Jensen. He is one of the most credible PIs that I could recommend. He's been on Headline News, he's been on Court TV, CNN, and
Well,
he's on Facebook. So I told her to try to reach out to him and
remember I
see.
reached out to him for Kyron's case?
Yeah,
Yeah, nothing. But maybe, maybe he'll be willing to help her. Um, something. If anyone out there knows of a good PI and knows that, they can help in any kind of way, that would be great. Um, he needs to be found, you guys. He has a 15-year-old son. And the sad part about it is his son thinks, he's not alive anymore. Um, my heart breaks. Marie has been the only one.
I literally was fighting off tears when she told me that the son was at a barbecue telling family members his dad was dead. I mean, that broke my heart so bad.
It it does break my heart, and they're at that age where obviously you can't hide anything from them, but I just would like to think that they wouldn't lose hope, you know. Um in this situation, he wouldn't have ran off. He was a great father. He loves his sister.
Yeah, and Marie had just been going through a lot of brain stuff at the time. She had brain surgery, and so for him to go missing is so out of character for him. And there's a lot of shady circumstances too. For instance, he had gone to cash his paycheck. He comes back to his ex-wife's house to leave money for her that he owed her, but the ex-wife is claiming she never saw him. He just left the money and went, and they never ran into each other. Then there's the whole friend that he had been hanging out with who has a history of violence. He had beat a man into a coma and did, a good amount of jail time for that. And that, there's that too. And then the trailer park where this man and the woman that he had been with the night before he went missing, um, you know, they were going to Marie was going to be able to go in there and look at the trailer. Well, the owner of the trailer park lawyers up and says, "Nope, you can't look. Sorry."
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of suspicious things going on in this case. I would think that they would be able to get that guy that refuses to speak to the police to sit down and talk. Then the girlfriend that commits suicide. Um,
Well, now they've interviewed him several times over the phone, but he's never
he's
gone in for a one-on-one interview. And I
yeah,
understand that that may require a warrant, but given the fact that this man has a history of violent behavior, I would think that a judge would issue a warrant for that.
yeah. Because didn't you say he almost like basically killed someone?
Yeah, I mean, left him in very bad condition to the point that I think Marie said he did over 10, 15 years for that crime.
Oh wow. There's so much that a PI could find out in this case. You guys, we beg you to. I will eventually have Marie on panel as well. I encourage everyone, just whoever, if you have a small channel, a big channel, if you know somebody, just tell Sean's story. Reach out. We can get you guys in connected to Marie. Let's get her Cash App everywhere. A
Unless you're
GoFundMe.
Bullhorn, Betty, or JLR, then stay the fuck away from this case.
please stay the hell away because we don't need any of that bad juju. Barbara, I can't let you on right now. This is gonna be a you know a different kind of show. We're trying to get all this information out. So please reach out, like even to Damaged Goods with No Regrets. Reach out to Arctic Fox. Reach out to myself. Reach out to White Boy Lockdown Radio. Um,
And Marie's going to be on Checking Convictions
reach
on
out to
Thursday
yeah.
when we have a roundtable discussion too. So
Okay, yeah. So even reach out to Checking. Forgot my girl Checking. And Marie will be on her channel. You said Thursday. Is it night or do you know yet?
she hasn't set the time up yet. As soon as I get that information, I'll send it to you.
Okay, yeah, please do. And I don't know if we're doing a GoFundMe. You guys, GoFundMe. You know how much money they take out.
Yeah,
Those
and
are
that's why we've been trying to share the Cash App, because that way everything goes directly to Marie instead of GoFundMe trying to take. Plus, people are scared to give to GoFundMe's because of how many fraudulent ones there are out there.
And also, I did call a couple of PIs yesterday. I haven't got a returned call, but they also have like what I learned in Kyron's case, where a PI can actually put, I guess it's like a savings thing where people can automatically just send money in there, like to an account.
Yeah, yeah.
So maybe that as well. If you guys, this is for somebody missing. Marie is not going to, because there's going to be trolls. Like, why would we send money in? This isn't that. She's been fighting for years. So please, keep it respectful and share the Cash App. Even $1, $2, it all adds up. I'm gonna play a little bit more of your video if you don't mind.
Like I said, you're free to use anything I have up there. So.
Okay.
I wanted to say thank you for having me on here. It really means a lot to me.
Oh, there's no thanks necessary. The thanks will be when Sean comes
Oops.
home. So we were talking a little bit before the show, and you were telling me that the
Is that mine or yours?
police, that they've done a lot. The original detective really did a lot to try to find Sean, but they've stopped investigating, and we need to get answers. And one of the things that I really could not believe when you told me is that when they found the Chevy Tracker, they never brought dogs out there to trace his scent from the tracker to where his scent left off. That just blew my mind.
Correct. They never brought any dogs. I asked for them to bring dogs out. It was never done. They said that they don't have access to that.
Wow. Well, I know that you had
Let me
brought
try to call
in
Harry real
the
quick.
EquiSearch group to
Yeah.
help.
Yes, I
And
did. I found them myself because I asked for a search and they didn't want to do it. And I found EquiSearch and got them involved. And then finally a search was done.
that is, EquiSearch, they're one of the best search groups. Usually, if someone can be found, EquiSearch is the ones to bring in. They are awesome at what they do. So it's good that they came out.
Yes, they did 2 searches. They did the area where Sean's car was found. They also did the area of the trailer park where Sean was last at, and nothing was found.
Yeah. I mean, and there was a couple drops of blood found in Sean's vehicle too. And you said that they're saying that the likely scenario per law enforcement is that Sean was using in his vehicle, and then he got high, he walked away from his vehicle, got disoriented, wandered off into the woods, and succumbed to the elements.
Correct. That's their theory on things that happen. But there was a search done there. So I believe if that's what really happened, then his remains would have been found.
Well,
Arctic, how far did we say it was?
Roughly 2,300 miles.
And flying, it would probably like
About $600.
okay. Hold on, because he called and I missed it. So let me call real quick.
Something would have been.
Yeah, I agree.
Hold on.
And the fact that they didn't bring the dogs out that's a huge issue for me, because that's investigating one-on-one.
Right, right. And the area, I'm begging for another search to be done. The detective says he wants to do another search where the car was found, but he doesn't have a date, and he doesn't seem to, think that it's very important to do it again. But my thing is the area of where his phone last pinged, the rest stop, has never been searched. And I think if anywhere needs to be searched again, it should be that area. But the detective doesn't think of that any importance, so he wants to do where Sean's car was found again. But again, he doesn't have a time, a date, any of that.
So one of the huge red flags to me is, and we were talking about this earlier, is that he had been at his ex-wife's house. He went to go cash his paycheck, came back to leave some money for the ex-wife on her table, and the ex-wife is claiming that she did not see him at all when he came back to leave that money for him.
Correct. She said that he left it on the table, and that she never saw him, but that the money was there that he owed her, left on the table, and he never told her where he was going or anything. Like, he never saw her. So, but the money was there, so she knows that he was there.
And they've questioned her a couple of times already, haven't they?
They have questioned her to a certain extent. She doesn't really want much to do with law enforcement. She was the one that made the report. But after that, she kind of really doesn't want anything to do with it. So I'm pretty much alone in this search, other than you guys helping me, which I'm so grateful for.
I mean, that's what we do. That's what we do here. We raise awareness and try to bring the missing home, and we try to help families. That's our best hope at finding out what happened to Sean.
Yes, I am desperate for a PI to come in. I need answers. Like, this is a pain like no other. It's affected me in ways I didn't even know I could be affected. And I can only imagine what his son is going through.
Exactly, because I mean, the son was only 13 years old at the time Sean went missing, and that's the crucial time in a young man's life when he needs his dad the most.
Exactly. And I know how I hurt. I know how heartbroken I am, and how many times I cry myself to sleep just begging for answers. And I can only imagine what his son's going through, because my kids cry for Uncle Sean. My kids miss their uncle, and that's their uncle. His son is probably just so completely lost and heartbroken without his dad, because they were as close as any dad and son could be. Like, they were, really, really close. I can only imagine.
Yeah, I mean, and you told me something earlier when we were talking before the show that broke my heart. You said that his son had been at a barbecue, and when he was asked about his dad, he said, "Well, my dad's dead."
Yes. He told a family member, "Yeah, my dad died." So in his mind, I guess, in his little mind, he's just, giving up hope that he's never going to see his dad again.
That just breaks my heart that he's given up all hope on his dad. I mean, and that's why it's so crucial that we get a PI involved in this case. I mean, and there's a lot of red flags in this case. You've got the fact that his phone and wallet were found in the car, but there's been no social media activity, no communication from his phone at all. There's been no activity on his banking accounts or anything since the time he went missing. And then, you've got the fact that he requires daily meditation too.
Yes. And his medication was actually in the belongings that I received from the first detective at the very first search. His medication was in there along with his work clothes. So I know he's not taking his medication, and it is very, very important medication that he needs. So.
Wow. It's just amazing to me that law enforcement has given up. And I mean, and I'm not trying to throw shade at law enforcement, because like you told me initially, they were gung-ho. They did go out there. They followed up on every lead that they could. The only thing that I can really fault them for is not bringing that dog out. That is something that I can really say, hey, you know what? You screwed the hooch with that one, guys.
Yeah, and that's how I feel. I feel the same way. That dog should have brought out. And let me make it known that at the very beginning of this, I had brain surgery on June 15th. Sean went missing, about 10 days later. So for the very beginning of this, I was pretty messed up, and I wish the timing was different to where I could have been there fighting harder, but I was, not in the best of health when this all transpired. So, um, I wish I had said, let's beg the detective, bring dogs out. You found the car, bring the dogs out. But I wish that,
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, the Cash App is scrolling across the bottom of the screen, but for those of you that have trouble seeing it, it's also going to be in the description of this video. Even if y'all can just help out with $1, $5, every little bit helps. Private investigators are very expensive, and it's hard to get one that will donate their services. That's the ultimate goal, but we need to have some funds set aside just in case we can't find an investigator that would be willing to do this pro bono.
yes, correct. I'm not only fighting for me, but I'm fighting for Sean's son. He deserves to know where his dad is and what happened. Um, so it's not just, me fighting for answers for myself. His son needs answers for his dad. My kids deserve to know what happened to their uncle. There's just so many people that miss Sean and love him, and I don't think law enforcement even understands that there's just so many people that love Sean. I have 6 kids. They all miss Uncle Sean. Me and Sean are very, very close. My kids spent lots of time with Sean. And again, his son being so close to him, they all deserve answers, like,
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, no matter what the outcome is, the family needs some form of closure.
yes, yes. The
And
not knowing is the hardest part.
exactly. Exactly. And like I said, I can't even begin to put myself in y'all's shoes right now. But what I will say is that you were talking to me earlier. We were talking about this woman that he had been trying to go see after he had picked up his paycheck allegedly, and you said that that woman can't be questioned because a year after Sean disappeared, she committed suicide.
Correct. Yes. Yes. The detective told me that she committed suicide because Sean was with a group. It was his friend and his girlfriend, and then Sean, and then the girl that Sean liked. And the detective told me that that girl committed suicide. I asked, did he think that it was related to Sean's case at all? The detective doesn't think so, but to me, that's kind of strange.
I mean, it's certainly another red flag in a case that's full of red flags, and I mean, every aspect should be investigated. They say that they don't have anything to follow up on, but it seems to me they're not wanting to follow up on some of these red flags that are out there.
Correct, correct. I think that the friend who he was supposed to go see, I think he should be questioned more, because he would only come in. He wouldn't come in. He would only speak on the phone. He would never come in person. When the detective at first said, I want to read his body language, I want to bring him in, see how he acts in person. But then he was like, I kept asking about it. Did you ever bring him in? Did you ever bring him in? And he's like, well, I can't get him to come in. He'll only talk to me on the phone. I don't have anything
Yeah. Well, it's understandable. Like
legal
everything,
to bring him in on.
guys.
So he pretty much just gave up on that. I
Wow.
didn't understand how it went from, contacting me, you reaching out to me, to all.
And I'm on Messenger from here. But
All right. I don't know if Lexi paused the video or what's going on.
So
But yeah, we need to get a PI involved in this case, guys. There's so much that we went over last night that just isn't adding up, from the ex-wife getting that money and claiming she never saw Sean when he left the money, to the friend that he was supposed to be going to see. And, like I said, this guy's got a history, a violent history, and they've never brought him in for questioning. They've questioned him over the phone. Then you've got the girl that he had been with, and she goes and kills herself. And there's three guys, with Sean included, that are all missing from the same area, and they've all gone missing in the month of June. It's been different years, but all three have gone missing in the month of June. And, obviously, it's a stretch to think that that might be connected, but it should be looked into, and law enforcement has just brushed that off as well. And so there's a lot that they need to be looking into that they're just not looking into right now. And Marie wants to do a search of that waterway. They haven't been willing to do a search of the waterway either. And so it's just a mess, guys. And so, again, if you can even afford to give $5 to that Cash App, go give five. Every little bit helps out towards trying to get a PI, and that's going to be the only resolution. I mean, imagine if this was your brother, your dad, your mother, your son, your daughter that was missing. You would want everyone doing everything they could to try to help you out in any way. I mean, and like I said, like Lexi said, creators out there, I don't care if you've got 200 subs or if you've got 2 million subs, pick this up, run with it. Reach out to Marie. If you're not able to find her, get with me, get with Checking Convictions, get with Lexi. We can put you in contact with Marie. She will be more than willing to go on your panel and talk to you and tell Sean's story. Share Sean's flyer out. If you don't know how to locate his flyer, reach out to me via email. My email is in my channel description. I'll email you a digital flyer for Sean that you can share to your Facebook, your Twitter, your Instagram. Do a TikTok with it. If you're a creator and you want to just clip my content, you can use everything I've got. I don't ever copyright strike anyone. I'm one of the few that don't. So feel free to do that. I mean, whatever you need to do to get Sean's face out there, let's get Sean's face out there. Let's get Sean's story told, and let's help this family bring their missing loved one home. I mean, that's really all I can say. I mean, it's a sad situation, guys. And, I'm glad that Marie has the support of creators like Lexi, like Checking Convictions, like White Boy Radio. And yeah, hold on a second. So yeah, I mean, that's where we're at with that. You know, we need to support this family, this sister, his son. His son is 15 years old. He's still in that critical time of his life where he needs his dad. And when I was talking to Marie, she said that, Sean and his son used to do everything together. And I get that. I mean, there's things that I used to do with my dad that I don't do anymore because, it's hard, it when something happens to one of your loved ones and you go to do something that the two of you took joy in together, it's sometimes painful to even go and do something like that, like car shows. My dad was the one that got me into cars and everything, and before he passed away, I'd go to car shows all the time. I was very involved in the car community, and After he passed away, I think I may have done one car show. And so, it's hard. Thanks, Barbara. I appreciate you sharing it.
Okay, you guys. Sorry, that was Harry Oaks. Ooh, I have lipstick all over my teeth. That doesn't look good. Um, Thomas, I'll talk to you about what me and Harry talked about when we get off of here.
All right.
Um, so we do need to get a search and rescue together, and usually the sheriffs do call for that, and it's I don't even know why they did not.
Well, now
Um,
they did bring, like I said, they did EquiSearch, and EquiSearch didn't bring dogs out when they went, which I don't understand either. So we may want to try to see if we can get EquiSearch back out there and have them bring dogs this time.
yep. Well, I'll talk to you because yeah about the dog thing. The search, if anyone knows what is it like searching. What are they called?
Search
Um,
and rescue.
oh, it's the same thing. Not the dogs. The swimmer people, the divers.
Oh. Well, we talked about that on panel last night. Chaos divers would be a good one and stuff. But the thing is, most of those teams usually come out when a vehicle's involved, which isn't the case in this one. And so I'm going to have to go and do some searching. Loudwater Outfitters might be one that we could call on to go out there and take a look.
All right. I think that because I just wanted to put this, you guys, I'm sorry for, it was an important call. It is about this case. I just wanted to put something out for now. I will be, doing something bigger, and we are all working on this together. I think that we all should do a call so we can talk, um, come up with a plan and who we've talked to and what they've said. And, um, let's help find Sean. My heart breaks. Um, my heart breaks because I could not imagine, even though me and my brother are distant, I just couldn't imagine not knowing where he is, and his kid, his child, his son. So
I
please
know.
share these videos, you guys. Please go on Arctics, share his video, share Marie's Cash App everywhere. Keep looking for updates and what we're doing. If you guys know someone who knows someone who, whatever, let us know. Um, we appreciate every single one of you. Arctic, I appreciate you jumping on at such like a last. I told you you're gonna miss. You're gonna regret. You're gonna regret it. I know you missed my little 2 minutes. Hey, come jump on. But I appreciate you coming up here and letting me show the video as well. But do you have anything else you want to say? I'm going to call you when we get off here.
Share everything out, guys. Like I said, I don't care what creator you are, with certain exceptions, obviously. But you can use anything I've done. You can share my entire videos to make a TikTok if you want to. I don't care.
Yeah, we will not strike you for anything. Just we need to help Murray get closure and his son. Um, So I appreciate it, Arctic. Shout out, you guys. Please go subscribe to Damaged Goods with No Regrets, White Boy Lockdown Radio, Arctic Fox True Crime, Checking Convictions. And remember, Thursday, Marie will be on Checking Convictions panel. We love you guys, and we will talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.